Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another stale movie review. Today we are talking about Triangle. Alright, so Triangle was requested to me by one of my creepy patron peeps, Azul, as one of his perks. So thank you so much, Azul, for the request, and thank you to all my other creepy patron peeps as well for your support of my channel. Thank you so much. If you want to find out the other perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. Directed by Christopher Smith and starring Melissa George, Michael Dorman, and Liam Hemsworth, Triangle follows Jess, who goes on a boating trip with a group of friends. However, she cannot shake the feeling that something is wrong. The yacht hits a freak storm that leaves them shipwrecked, but the group manages to hop onto a passing ocean liner only to discover that it's deserted. Jess is convinced she's been on the ship before, but before she can figure out how, a mysterious masked figure starts killing the group one by one. I don't have any fun facts for this video, but this could potentially be a long video, so let's just get into what I liked about it. So I liked the allusions to Greek mythology, one particular legend or story, whatever you want to call it, of Sisyphus that you definitely should know. I think they mention it by name, and it's really pretty much just explains what's going on in the movie, basically. I liked how they didn't spoon feed that to the audience. So it's kind of one of those things, like one of the characters like very briefly tells the story of Sisyphus, and it's like it's a one sentence, like 5-word summary of it. But I think it's really important to know to understand the story. So with that, let's cue story time with Maven. All right, so I'm here to tell you the story of Sisyphus really quick because I feel like it definitely explains what's going on in the movie Triangle. And maybe if you have seen the movie and you don't know the story, it might enhance the movie for you. And if you plan on going to watch this after my review, then you'll have a knowledge of Sisyphus and you'll know what's going on in the movie. So sit tight, here we go. Basically, all you need to know about Sisyphus is he was a smartass. What had happened is Sisyphus #exposed Zeus and like spilled the tea or whatever on some shit that he shouldn't have. So naturally, Zeus was pissed. Zeus was like, yo, Hades, take care of the smartass, would ya? So Hades takes Sisyphus to the underworld to chain him up. I know, it's kinky. But remember, I said Sisyphus was a smartass. So he pulled a Bugs Bunny and was like, hey Hades, can you show me how these chains work? And poor Hades just fell for that lame shit and got himself tied up instead. So with Hades trapped, no one on Earth was dying, and that is a problem for many reasons. For one, none of the sick people on Earth that were near death could die, so they just continued to suffer. Not cool, Sisyphus. Plus, no one can make sacrifices to the gods, which I guess was good for virgins or whatever, but not good for the gods. So basically all the gods were mythologically PO'd. They threatened to make Sisyphus's life so miserable that he wished he were dead unless he freed Hades. There's also some stuff about like Persephone getting involved and like Sisyphus's ghost and things like that, but whatever, that's not really important. What's important is that Hermes ended up having to forcibly drag Sisyphus back to the underworld so he could free Hades. And Hades, while he was trapped in hell, had some time to think about the perfect punishment for Sisyphus. He was all like, I'm gonna make you roll this boulder up a mountain, and as soon as you get near the top, it'll roll back down. You'll be so annoyed for eternity. Mwahahahaha. The end. As silly as that was, that is basically the premise for the movie. That is what you need to know. Basically, Sisyphus was a garbage person, and for tricking people and being a garbage person, he is, however you want to believe it, potentially still suffering in the underworld, pushing a boulder up a mountain that is charmed to roll back down the mountain as soon as Sisyphus gets near the top. So he is cursed to an eternity of doing a very physically taxing and yet ultimately useless task. All right, so that being said, let's get into what I didn't like about the movie. Because what I didn't like about the movie was like the rest of the movie. There's not a single character that I latch onto. Jess isn't being stupid and not learning anything from her experiences. She's just staring into space and all like comatose. Like, it got old really fast. And while I liked the allusion to Greek mythology, I think the mention of Sisyphus kind of gives the movie away a little bit, because knowing that story, Sisyphus doesn't get out of his punishment. He is cursed to an eternity of doing a task that he will never complete. So I feel like that kind of gives the movie away, which I'm gonna spoil here. To me, Jess is Sisyphus. She is being punished for being a shitty mom, which is revealed at the end of the movie that she is verbally and physically abusive to her son who has autism. So she is cursed to this like time loop sort of thing that she's going around in, that she keeps getting on the boat, keeps getting shipwrecked, and has to kill everyone on the boating trip, including herself, to apparently get back to her son. But what happens is she manages to kill everybody else from the yacht, and then when it comes down to her trying to kill herself, she's either outsmarted by herself, or when she actually has the opportunity to kill the other version of herself, she hesitates and then doesn't get the job done. So I feel like that's the equivalent of the boulder being charmed to roll back down the hill once it gets near the top. I feel like that kind of spoils the movie a little bit, that, you know, because they mention Sisyphus kind of towards the beginning of the ordeal, and if you know the myth, if you know, you had to read Edith Hamilton's mythology in high school too. You know, if we're relating her to Sisyphus, she's never going to finish that task. So you kind of already have an inkling at the beginning of the movie that she is not gonna finish whatever she's supposed to be doing. It's super frustrating as a viewer because I'm forced to sit here and watch her make these horrible decisions and be completely idiotic and and do this useless task, which makes the movie feel useless itself. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but CGI was overused and so bad. I've definitely seen better effects on older movies, and I know I'm just being a nitpicky bitch at this point, but I can't help it because I hated the movie and I'm petty. So was Triangle worth it? Worth it. Sorry Azul, no. I didn't think it was worth it. I think maybe I'm just not the right type of person to watch this sort of movie, because I, like, having seen the movie now, I can totally understand why some people really like the movie. I totally get it. I read some reviews after I wrote my own of people who liked it, and I get it. I totally get why some people like it. I just think I'm just probably not the right person to watch this movie. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5. On IMDb, it has a 6.9 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has an 80% critic score and a 66% audience score. And on Letterboxd, it has a 3.4 out of 5. So if you've seen Triangle, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. I will leave an Amazon affiliate link on my blog to the movie. There's a whole page for it now, so you can just follow that link to my blog, go to that page and find all of the movies that I've watched, well, almost all the movies that I've watched this month that have Amazon affiliate links. There's no pressure to use any of those links, but if you do, they do help out the channel a little bit. Anyways, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a creepy peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday, and you can ring that notification bell down there also to be notified whenever I post a video, because apparently YouTube doesn't do that anymore. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye.